I just got a new knife from the Pathfinder knife shop. I got the Mountaineer Camo Micarta. It's raining right now, but it's not gonna stop me from making this video. When you get it, it'll come in this box. You open it up like this. I also got the sheath, but it comes separate, but it's packaged together. It's a really nice basic leather sheath. And here's the knife. They also give you this lifetime warranty on the knife. So they do a really good job packaging this. It's also in this cardboard piece, and it's wrapped up in saran wrap. There you go. I've had this knife for a few days now. I haven't had the chance to make this video and undo this. There you go. So it's oiled and it's wrapped up. There you go. Yeah, it's oiled. Look at the knife. This is such a beautiful knife. Here's the Camo Micarta. It's a forged finish with a Scandi grind. And I believe this is a true Scandi grind. Yeah, basically ground to a point like that. There's no micro bevel or anything like that, it doesn't seem like. That's why I love knives from Dave Canterbury. Because he's a survival instructor, he knows exactly what you need for a survival knife. And he has every single thing that you need in a survival knife. So this video is going to be mostly just an unboxing and just first impressions and short discussion about it. I'm not a reviewer. I'm not good at reviewing things, but I would like to share it at least with you. Survival knives are typically full tang knives. You should have a full tang knife like this. So, which means the entire piece of metal goes all the way through to the handle. This will allow you to baton it if you really need to. But this is going to make for a very strong knife too, because it's a full tang knife. And it's a very, very thick piece of metal too. I don't know the length of the blade, but survival knives should be about 5 inches or longer. And this is definitely longer than 5 inches. It should have a very sharp spine, which will allow you to process like wood shavings and be able to use it to scrape a ferrocerium rod to get your sparks going. The knife should also be carbon steel. This is a high carbon steel knife. You'll be able to take a piece of rock or flint and strike the back of it to create a spark also. So you'll be able to use the knife to create a spark to get your fire going. But yeah, those are some of the few things that I usually look for in a knife, for as far as a survival knife goes. Yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing. Such a beautiful knife. This is very similar to the knife that was stolen from me. Dave Canterbury, a year ago, he sent me a knife very similar to this. I had it in my backpack and I went fishing. I left the backpack behind because I forgot it. And then whoever found it took everything inside my backpack, including the knife that I had, and then threw my backpack away in the garbage. I told the people at the park, and they told me they found my backpack in the garbage. Yeah, it's getting really wet out here. But this knife though, I purchased myself. So the very first knife that I was given, that one got stolen. Afterwards, I actually purchased a different knife before this one from the Pathfinder knife shop, and that one is called the Scorpion, which is this one right here. Has a very similar sheath, and I am getting soaking wet. But it's a smaller knife. This is more considered as a bushcraft knife. It is still full tang though, so you can use this as a survival knife, but it's smaller, and this will be better for carving and processing meat and such. I really, really love this knife. This is the Scorpion, and it has a maple burl handle. Here are the knives sort of side by side. There you go. So this one, the Mountaineer, is more of a survival knife. All right, it's starting to get really wet outside. I'm gonna go back inside before my camera gets all foggy and wet. All right, so it finally stopped raining. I'm in the clear now. My camera is safe. So you might want to know how sharp this knife is out of the box. So Dave Canterbury does a pretty good job of sharpening the knife before he sends it out. And so this is an incredibly sharp knife. So here's a sheet of paper. I've already trimmed it and cut it. So let me show you. Cuts it like butter. Look at that. That's insane. Like, it's sharp from bottom to the tip. It's insane how sharp this is. So you know how sharp the blade of the knife is. Let's demonstrate how sharp the spine of the knife is. This here is a piece of fat wood. I'm going to show you how I process the wood into shavings with the back of the spine. So the back of the spine is really sharp. So all you need to do really is place this on a hard surface and then take the knife and the spine and just scrape downward like this. And it'll create these shavings. Now that you have these shavings, you can actually take a ferrocerium rod, throw some sparks on this, and this will catch fire. Here's an example of a ferrocerium rod that you might be able to find at a Walmart. This is a real cheap ferrocerium rod, runs about $2 to $4 or so. So, with the back of the spine of the knife, it's sharp enough to be able to scrape off the black coating first. This is a protective black coating to keep it from corroding. So, all you need to do is hold it tight and do one scrape like that, and it'll expose the metal. From here, you'll be able to scrape it one more time to get some sparks. Just like that. Now we're just going to direct this to the shavings to get a fire going. There you go, the fat wood's burning, got a fire. So the Mountaineer, like this knife here, it's a much more robust and larger knife, which you'll be able to take much more of a beating. You can use this to baton wood also. There's a lot of debate whether or not you should baton wood with knives in the bushcraft community, but my mentality on it is, if you're in a survival situation, you need to process wood and all you've got is a knife, might as well do it, right? You should have an axe with you or something in a survival situation, but sometimes you don't. And so if you only have this knife, if you're surviving off of just a knife like this, you'll have to baton your wood. So here's a nice piece of wood that I'm going to baton and place it down the center like this. Just take a larger piece of wood . And there you go. And that's not bad, that's good. The grind of the knife also makes it very easy to create feather sticks. All right, there you go. It gets the job done. Super sharp knife, very robust, heavy duty. This is my ideal survival knife. If you are going to buy a survival knife, this is definitely one that I would recommend. If I were to make my own survival knife, it would be very similar to this, but the design of the actual blade itself might change a little bit. I would probably have more of a deeper sort of like finger guard. It'll kind of curve back a little bit more, you know, so that way it doesn't slip up, you know. I'm a little afraid of that, but it shouldn't be that much a problem. But this is probably the best survival knife that you can buy anywhere, because this is made by someone who understands survival. This is called the Mountaineer by PKS, Pathfinder Knife Shop, made by Dave Canterbury and his team. So yeah, that's just a very quick video on this knife. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more on the specs and everything, more detailed information on the knife, visit the website. I believe it's Self-Reliance Outfitters. Yeah. I'm just gonna oil this up and put this away. My other knife, the Scorpion, that one I'm going to actually need to sharpen and clean it up a little bit and then oil and put it away. But for now, yeah, this is going to be the knife that I use to process a turtle if I end up getting one soon. So I'm hoping to get one soon. I got my recreational turtle license, and I've been trying to go out fishing for turtles, soft-shell turtles, the spiny soft-shell turtle to be exact, and it's going to be really cool. I'm going to be using this knife to process most of it. I appreciate you watching. Please smash that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Check out some of my merch on my Spreadshop, and I'll see you next time, alright? Peace out.